This is Kate Swoboda, creator of YourCourageousLife.com, director of the Courageous Living Coach certification at TeamCLCC.com, and author of the book, The Courage Habit, which is available at booksellers and at Amazon. The Your Courageous Life podcast is all about going after what you want and creating and living a more courageous, emotionally resilient life. Might drop a couple of F-bombs, so maybe don't listen with your kids in the backseat of the car. And here we go with today's episode. Hey, everybody. So, wow, what incredible times we're living through. I know that people are really feeling it. And so I actually had some other podcast content that I was going to have rolling out in these coming weeks and had pre-recorded, and I certainly will roll that content out eventually. But for right now, I just wanted to offer something that would help with stress relief because people are stressed. I have another podcast episode that I did related to COVID and everything that's going on right now on navigating an uncertain world. And you can check that out if you are a Your Courageous Life podcast subscriber. You'll see it in whatever app you use to access the podcast. Or, of course, you can go to YourCourageousLife.com and go to the blog and it'll play there. But today I was hoping that maybe you would join me on just being in a space of, okay, I'm going to carve out like this little pocket just for me, just to let go of a little bit of what's been going on. And so if you would, find some way to get into a comfortable position, whatever is comfortable for you. I really believe in people having agency over their bodies, and I recognize that not everyone wants to close their eyes or sit in a certain way. So if you want to keep your eyes open, just find a point to look at on the wall. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine too. You could be laying down. You could be standing up. Maybe you're listening to this while gardening or knitting. Just take care to be in whatever position is safe and comfortable for you. I've been recording more and more meditations lately because I'm now a meditation teacher for the Simple Habit app, which you can find, of course, if you go to the App Store on whatever your phone happens to be, Android, iPhone, and find the Simple Habit app. And if you go into the search feature and search for Kate Swoboda, you'll find a couple of different meditations I've done on facing fear, and particularly one on knowing that you're enough. But today's meditation is going to be one that I'm hoping will be the meditation we're doing here for the podcast, is one that I'm hoping will be helpful for those thoughts, those intrusive, anxiety-producing thoughts. So we'll start with just taking a deep breath and just noticing that you are breathing. You are here. You are alive. You are here. And you are alive. And you are breathing. And if it's helpful for you, you could try taking 3 deep breaths in and then out. You could also try box breathing, which is when you could almost imagine a box in your mind, and you start on the left side of the box if you're facing the box, and you like a square, box, square, etc. Imagine. And you start on the lower left side, and as you inhale, it's as if a little dot is rising up that left side of the box. And then you just kind of hold the breath for a moment, imagining that little dot going over towards the right. And then on the exhale, that little dot falling. And then now you would be in the lower right corner of the box. And then holding for just a moment and going over to where you started. You can't do breathing wrong. You're doing great. There is no perfect right way to breathe. So you're doing great. You are breathing and you are here. And now let's try patterning some of the breath to that. You are breathing, inhale. You are here, exhale. Maybe making an I statement. I am breathing. I am here. I am breathing. I am here. You are doing so well. And I know you're scared. Things are uncertain. Health and safety and finances and people that you love, it's all uncertain. How do we breathe with the uncertainty? The answer to that question is, we just do. You breathe in and you breathe out, and you can't do it wrong. Every single breath in and breath out, you are here. You are here. You are here. Now I know that one of the hardest things about times like these are the thoughts and the way they pull at you and they come at you and they're exhausting. And one moment the thoughts are that you should hurry up and check the news and find out about the updates. And another moment the thoughts are, no, I have to hide. And in those places and at those times, it can be very easy to feel afraid and alone. And you are here. You are here. You are here. You are here, and you are actually not alone, because someone somewhere right now is sending up prayers on your behalf. Someone somewhere right now is looking at these problems and trying to figure out how to solve them. Someone somewhere right now deeply cares about you, about humanity, about alleviating suffering. We are not alone. We are in this together. You are here. You breathe in and out. In and out. You are in charge of how much you ruminate. You are in charge of that. I know that when you haven't had a lot of practice with taking charge of your thoughts and of how much you ruminate, it feels like it's all out of control. But it is not out of your control. It's just out of practice. As you practice, noticing the stress rise because there are things that scare you, that are out of your control. As you practice noticing those things and where you go, and then pulling that back in and deciding that you will shift your focus, that you will take a breath and remember you are here. You are breathing. And you're doing great. The more you practice that, the better you will get at it. The more resilient you will feel. I am not telling you not to be afraid. I understand. I understand. Of course you're feeling afraid. Of course this is hard. Anyone would think this is hard. Anyone would be afraid. And I don't have a fix. But I do know that we will make it through this. I do know that right now someone, somewhere, is praying for people who are suffering. And if right now you are suffering, you are the object of someone's prayers. If right now you are feeling fear, someone somewhere is sending up a fervent belief that there is some way through. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are going to be okay. And you are here. And you are breathing. You are here and you are breathing and you are okay. None of us know what the future holds. And that's always been true, regardless of what this week's news headlines say. You are here and you are breathing and you are going to be okay. As we start to wind down this meditation, I would ask that you take into your week a willingness to try practicing, pulling back in to your power. Every single time those anxious, stressful, ruminative thoughts come to visit, to pull you, twist you, spin you around. And I realize that this is a practice and that at first it might feel almost impossible. And this is your training ground. There is no better moment than this moment to decide that you will have sovereignty over what you ruminate on. And as you go into your week, inevitably there will be moments when you don't feel that you're doing a great job at that. And that's okay. And that will be a new moment to decide that this new moment is your training ground to take control over ruminative thinking. Rumination and turning thoughts over and over in your head, it's a habit. And it's one that you can shift. And again, there is no time quite like the present. There is no other training ground you need. Now is the moment you drink the water if you are thirsty. Now is the moment you practice the tool that helps you to make it through these times if you are struggling. One more time, a deep breath in and then out. And remember, you are here and you are breathing and you are doing a great job. You don't need to do it better right now. You are just invited to come back into your own wholeness, your own beautiful resilience, your own incredible center. Start to move your fingers and toes and open up your eyes if you've had them closed. And take a couple deep breaths. And just check in with yourself and notice if right here and right now, seems like the moment to use the tool if you need the tool. And if now doesn't seem like the right moment, just check in with yourself later and see if later feels like the right moment to use the tool if you need the tool. I know, I really do. I get it. It is hard right now. Harder than perhaps ever in your lifetime thus far. I don't know. But I sincerely hope that you will accept the invitation to use this as your training ground, to use this as the perfect time to understand that there's no better time waiting out there, because it's all right now. I wish you such love and care as you go into your week. For my part, I am making it a point to try my best to show up with nuance, with reframed perspectives, with hope on all of my social media, with discernment around the action that needs to be taken, balanced with a little bit of humor, a little bit of remembering that we are here and we are breathing and we are alive, and there's no better way we're supposed to be doing anything because we're all doing great. So if you want a little more of that when you do check in with social media, feel free to find me on Facebook, Your Courageous Life, or on Instagram, Kate Courageous. And I just send you so much love. And I am so excited for the day when we can just give each other the biggest of hugs. Like for real, the biggest of hugs. And I hope that as you go into your week, you remember you are never doing this alone. And I realize your fear might tell you differently, but that is just fear. We are in this together. And I don't know how exactly, but I do know that we will find our way through. Deep, deep blessings and so much love as you go into your week.